If you do not mind, then appreciate my efforts by subscribing to my channel. Thank you very much in advance.
Welcome to Special News Channel. The brave Ukrainian army intends to surprise Russia. Ukraine's attacks endangered Russia's Black Sea Fleet. Russia came under attack by the Ukrainian army. Russia is currently unable to find soldiers who will neither fight on Ukrainian soil nor defend its borders on its own territory. Russian leader Putin not only shook the charisma of his army, but also lost all credibility with the reaction and rebellion movements of his citizens, whom he sent to death by making mobilization decisions. The Ukrainian army is back in full swing. The Russian Navy, which has been struggling with a shortage of resources for decades, suffered great losses with the attack of Ukraine. In order to compensate for this loss, Russia's return to active duty of the Navy, which has already been towed to the port and undergone maintenance and repair, remains unclear. As with all the material losses of Russia in this war, the plans to be made must overcome the resource barrier in order to replace the losses in the Navy. However, it does not seem possible for Russia to reach an easy compensation, considering the scale of Russia's financial and technical difficulties in the face of the sanctions related to the Ukraine war. It may be an option to recommission the retired old ships in good condition. The invasion movement initiated by Vladimir Putin in Ukraine has cost Russia dearly. The future fate of Russia, which has not been able to replace its losses in the long term, as well as provide raw materials due to sanctions, is a matter of curiosity. On the other hand, even though the war for Russia is in decline, the Ukrainian army continues to reclaim its lands at full speed. With their successful attacks, the Ukrainian warriors proved their strength to the whole world, demonstrating the strength and fate of the Kyiv army. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has no intention of stopping, emphasizing that he will continue this war until the Russian invaders are cleared from Ukrainian lands at every opportunity, and that he will not sit at the table. Zelensky continues to attack with all his determination. The Ukrainian army is in a plan to carry out a surprise attack on the war-torn Russian army, which has lost its strength and morale. Ukrainian naval drones are on the move again. A drone, believed to have been deployed by Ukraine, allegedly attacked Russia's Novorossiysk naval base. Russian media is awash with footage of a naval suicide drone attack on Sheskari's port in the Russian Black Sea port of Novorossiysk. Although the published footage does not reveal exactly which submarine drone was used to carry out the attack, military experts suggest it is similar to the one used in the Sevastopol attack last month. At the end of October, low-hanging drone boats, claimed to have a range of about 805 kilometers, were used by Ukraine in an unprecedented attack on the Russian Navy's base in Sevastopol. The attack triggered an explosion at the time, and Russia accused Britain of supplying these seaplane boats to Ukraine, calling it a terrorist attack. The timing of the attack is important, as Russia is in a rage for destroying Ukraine's energy infrastructure, which it sees as a military target. On November 18th, part of the country were without electricity for a long time, due to a barrage of missiles that regularly hit targets. Ukraine claimed that the previous seaplane attack damaged 3 Russian ships, which Russia denied. Still, it had a deterrent effect on Russia's Black Sea Fleet's operations in Sevastopol and the fleet's base in Crimea. On top of that, according to the latest news, the governor of Crimea, appointed by Russia, made a statement that fortifications work under my control are being carried out in order to guarantee the security of all Crimean people on the territory of Crimea. It would be appropriate to state that, in the first days of the occupation, the Crimea and the Black Sea were used as launching pads for attacks, but Ukraine is now increasingly attacking these regions. With the Ukrainian armed forces recapturing Kherson, we can say that Russia's position has become more fragile. Novorossiysk, on Russia's Black Sea coast, is an important naval base and oil terminal. It appeared to be farther from the Ukrainian lands of Odessa than Sevastopol. Just as the Russians believed the Crimean bridge was out of Ukraine's reach until it was attacked, previously Novorossiysk was thought to be out of reach of Ukrainian attacks. With the increased attacks, regions that provided safe havens for Russian naval activities now face the threat of direct attack from the sea. After the attack on Sevastopol, the Russian Navy barely left the port. Although Moscow used naval ships to launch missile strikes in the first months of the occupation, that's why the Russian Navy is well aware of the dangers of naval drones that Ukraine has amassed and operated. The naval base is home to several warships and submarines deployed to Ukraine, including Kilo-class submarines capable of launching Caliber cruise missiles into Ukraine. Several large landing craft also sailed to the Black Sea to prepare for the invasion, according to naval analyst H.I. Sudden. Given the latest radar data, most of the Russian ships are in port. While the Ukrainian government did not claim responsibility for the attack, some Russian sources stated that the naval drone belonged to AFU. Some reports also claimed that Russian experts had examined the wreckage of the unmanned submarine and said it was the same model used in the Sevastopol attack. The situation is likely to become more dangerous for Russia, as Ukraine has decided to create the world's first fleet of Navy aircraft. On November 11th, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky launched the United 24 project to fund his ambitious naval aircraft plan. This fleet of drones will protect Ukrainian waters, prevent cities from being hit by missiles, and help open corridors for civilian ships carrying grain. In addition, the commander of the naval forces of the Ukrainian Navy, Vice Admiral Oleksiy Neshpapa, claimed that they have already proven that these unmanned aerial vehicles are effective and have the capacity to change the course in the Black Sea. After the Ukrainian attack, Russia's Black Sea fleet was endangered. Any evidence of Ukraine's ability to threaten the southern Russian port of Novorossiysk is likely to endanger Russia's Black Sea fleet, according to an assessment by the UK's Defense Ministry. In its daily intelligence update on the Ukraine war, the UK Defense Ministry referred to a blatant attack on Novorossiysk in the Krasnodar region on November 18th, which it said was reported by numerous Ukrainian and Russian media outlets. Local publications report an attack on an oil terminal located in the Russian Black Sea port of Novorossiysk, near a key base of Russia's Black Sea fleet. Russian President Vladimir Putin had to move his Black Sea fleet from the annexed Crimean Peninsula to Novorossiysk in the Krasnodar region after Ukraine's attacks into the peninsula. In its latest update, the Russian ministry emphasized that Russian commanders will likely be concerned about threats to the Novorossiysk-based amphibious landing craft fleet. While full details of the Novorossiysk incident have yet to be revealed, the Defense Ministry's update said that any demonstration of Ukraine's ability to threaten Novorossiysk would likely pose more of a strategic challenge to Russia's Black Sea fleet. In addition, this attack will further undermine Russia's already diminished maritime influence in the Black Sea. Ukraine claimed last week that only 7 ships remain in Putin's precious Black Sea fleet. He could not independently verify the figures provided by Ukraine, but the fact is that the fleet has suffered huge losses since the war began in February, including the sinking of its flagship Moskva in April. If you want to follow the hot developments closely, do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching us.